Well, we're just moments away now from the launch for the first all-civilian flight for SpaceX.
And this is one people here in the Valley are watching very closely this evening. Dr. Cyan Proctor from Phoenix is part of the civilian mission to space. She's a geoscientist, artist, science teacher, and much more. And tonight she becomes the first black female spacecraft pilot. Scenes here tracking the launch scene, which is moments away at this point.
We are now less than T-minus 25 seconds away. Dr. Cyan Proctor, as you just said, the first black female pilot of a spacecraft ever. So this is historic. This is from Kennedy Space Center. You are looking live. If you want to pull this full, we're now T-minus 10 seconds to go. Let's turn it over to SpaceX and let's see how this flight goes. Here we go.
Godspeed Inspiration 4.
Dragon.
Copy, 1 Alpha.
4 people on the Dragon crew capsule. That's a Falcon 9 rocket lifting off from the historic Launch Pad 39A. Every Apollo mission except for Apollo 10 launched from that space pad. All of the space shuttle missions except for a couple, Skylab, you name it, a piece of history. Now SpaceX leasing that from NASA. But again, the historic first of this spacecraft right there. And there's Dr. Cyan Proctor. She is the one second from left, just pounded the fist there of Sembrowski. That's Chris Sembrowski. He's 42-year-old. Dr. Cyan Proctor, she's the oldest on the mission at 51. And the director or leader of this mission is a private individual that paid $100 million to SpaceX and then donated the 3 seats. He is 38-year-old Jared Isaacman from New Jersey, originally from New Jersey, but he created a payment system online, and now he's a multi-billionaire. And all of this entire flight is a $200 million charity fundraiser for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. In fact, one of the crew members, the last one that I haven't mentioned, is actually the youngest ever person in space. She's 29 years old, Haley Arsenault. She is a childhood cancer survivor. She now is a physician's assistant. She's got the window seat all the way out here. She is the chief medical officer. She's going to be conducting medical experiments in the 3 days that the Dragon crew capsule is orbiting the Earth 15 times a day, 3 days, and then we'll land in the Atlantic Ocean. It looks like all systems are go. They're going to go for MECO, which is main engine throttle up, here in a couple of minutes. And then again, Falcon 9 is that reusable booster that will then come back down to Earth, and on goes the Dragon spaceship. Couple of different things, and I'll turn it back over to you guys. This is going to go 357 miles up. Okay, that blows away Jeff Bezos as well as the Virgin Atlantic, Richard Branson. They went 53 miles. Richard Branson, Jeffrey Bezos went 62 miles up. And what's unique, again, this is a fundraiser. All right, Elon Musk, SpaceX said, look, we're going to do an all-private, all-civilian crew, but this is going to be a fundraiser, $200 million to St. Jude's. How are they going to do that? They got a whole payload full of stuff that they're going to auction off, including, guys, the very first NFT, the non-fungal token, right? It's a song, a first ever original song that they're going to play in space from Kings of Leon.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I still don't understand what an NFT is, but somebody will pay a lot of money for it, guaranteed.
One last thing, 60 pounds of hops that they're going to bring back, and Sam Adams is going to brew a special beer with 60 pounds of space hops. All looks good. The second stage is now separated from the first. On the left, that's the return Falcon 9 coming back down to Earth onto the drone ship, and this is stage 2. Burning red hot right now, and that is boosting the Dragon crew capsule up again, 360 miles up in space. That's past the height of the International Space Station and the Hubble telescope. So these crew members are going to get an amazing view of Earth, all automated. They just have to sit there in the seats. If they have to take over, Dr. Cyan Proctor, she's a fully licensed pilot. She's trained with NASA. In fact, she was a finalist to become a NASA astronaut.
Right.
Didn't quite make it. So this is her dream from Tempe, Arizona, a geoscience professor right now at South Mountain Community College. So I think the entire state is rooting for
Yeah,
her.
I was watching the live feed of them just sitting there preparing to go for a couple hours. They have to sit there.
Yep.
She was beaming, huge
Yep.
smile
Isn't that
across her
crazy?
face the whole
Yeah.
time. And each one has an inspirational story. I think the youngest one you mentioned there, she had bone cancer as a child, lost a leg, and now she works at St. Jude's.
Exactly, as a physician's assistant,
Yeah.
she becomes the first person ever, we're talking Russian, China, American space flight, first person ever to fly in space with a prosthetic. She has a prosthetic leg.
And the guy funding the whole thing was a high school dropout. So they each
Exactly.
have a story, yeah.
And Haley's only 29. She also becomes the youngest person ever to fly in space.
All
A
right.
success so far, Scene. Thanks for that.